Super fun one here. So I just spent the entire morning and even into the afternoon building this. This is probably the most premium, most expensive desk setup that I've ever done, fitting as we're in the new studio right now. So I'm estimating this is over that like 30K mark, like Canadian pricing. We'll kind of see and tally at the end what everything will cost. We'll leave it in Canadian, we'll leave it in US dollars. But I thought this would be very fitting for this place. Obviously, you can tell with the chair in hints of orange that goes all the way back. This is like a Lamborghini chair, but maybe we'll start off the build with the foundation of everything. This is a desk from Rove Concepts. This is both a standing / sitting desk. You can kind of see, I just need to just press this button. This will go up. I actually have some presets set. It's silent. You can barely hear it. Tried to keep the cable management on point, and then back to its seated, or I guess like lower position. This is the Eric / Athena sitting standing desk. And what makes this unique are these premium bottoms here. So you can actually swap these out. So I've got the Athena legs or the Athena coverings on it. You can kind of see in some B-roll that we shoot after, they have this Eric option, which is a bit darker, a bit moodier. But since this place is white, we've got the white oak, I thought it was fitting. Plus we have some of this ribbed or fluted finishing. Very actually similar to the kitchen island, a lot of the features that we have on the house, so I thought it was fitting for the space. The desk finish itself, it's just in a plain matte white finish, so very nice, minimal and clean. It has a couple of interesting features. So at the back, you can see for cable management, it's got something to kind of run cables through if you want. Underneath, it actually has a bottom mesh. So when we were setting this up, obviously it was just all in one box. It was pretty easy. I would say the setup process took maybe close to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, obviously trying to film some stuff. But now that it's set up, I'm not too sure if I should have it say like this way. Obviously I'm like back to camera, or I can scoot my chair around. Should I have the chair kind of where I'm sitting? Obviously I would flip everything around and then I can, I guess, like stare like off into the studio. Those are all things that are kind of going through my mind, but let me know what you think I should do. That is the desk. Like I said, very modular. You can swap it between the Athena legs or the Eric ones, depending on your mood. And next off, I would say going to the main computer. So we'll get to the monitor in a second. So this is the most expensive computer that Apple makes. This is the M3 Ultra, fully spec'd out. So in Canadian dollars, this is over that $20,000 mark, plus tax, you're looking at like 25 grand. It has the 32 core CPU, 80 core GPU, 32 core neural engine, has 512 gigs of RAM, that's like the SSD on most other computers, and 16 terabytes of SSD space. Like, this thing is an absolute beast. Is it overkill? Yes. Will I utilize it to its full potential? Like, I won't even scratch the surface. This is really meant for like true professionals, people like in actual studio use. Like, this is a studio, technically not like a real production studio. Like, if your work is paying for this, where time is money, sure. Will it crunch my 4K YouTube videos? Obviously, with like absolute ease. Will it crunch my reels for Instagram at 1080p? Yes. Once again, overkill, but I thought that this space would be fitting because, yeah, we're in a new studio. Why not go a bit overkill? So that is the computer as the display just turns off. So let's quickly wake this up. This is, once again, more overkill, Pro Display XDR. This is actually something that I brought over from my old studio. Do you need to have it? Definitely not. Is it nice to have? That's like the opposite end of the question. Yeah, it's super nice. So like I said, 32 inches. I've had this for a couple years now. I think it's almost like an art piece. Like, if we flip this around, you'll see like the graded aluminum, which matches the Mac Studio perfectly. I think like silver is my favorite color of all of Apple products. It's like timeless, it's classy. Once again, fitting for this space. It is a 6K monitor. It's got a 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio. It's got 1600 nits of brightness. The exact model that I have is the first one that came out without the nano texture, so it is the gloss finish. I'm kind of thinking with all the natural light that we have going in, maybe should I get the matte one or the nano texture? That's something that I kind of have to figure out. But like I said, it's a beautiful display. If you don't want to spend the money, because this is 6,500 Canadian, like 5,000 US. The studio display, in my opinion, which is 27 inches, it's still made out of aluminum. It's way, way cheaper. Get that one if you want to stay in the Mac ecosystem. Like, even this stand alone, this piece of like milled aluminum, that's like 1,500 Canadian pesos, or like around $1,000 US. Super expensive for a piece of aluminum, but it's a little present to myself. Obviously a big investment, and the fact that I've used it years down the road, I'm just trying to justify it to myself. That makes it worthwhile. It's not but it's dope to have. So the next piece to make it a bit more unique, obviously you can see that I'm sitting in it right now. So this is the Razer Lamborghini chair. If you didn't know, you can tell kicks, these are orange. It's my favorite color. I've got some orange on my t-shirt actually. When I got this from Razer, they wanted to do a collab because they knew that it was my favorite color. They knew that I was aiming to build a new desk setup as I pivot around. This is like the ultimate chair if you're obviously into gaming, if you're into orange, if you're a Lamborghini fan, like any of those three, I think apply to this. So obviously just set this up. This is maybe my like second attempt sitting in it. Super comfy. What I actually like is it has these bolsters just like a race seat. You almost feel like you're hugged. The stitching, obviously in orange, the leather in orange, just like a Lamborghini. The backrest, you can see this is all like a carbon fiber tub. It makes it feel like you are in a race car. And this actually goes like all the way back, which I discovered. So this, if I ever want, oh boy, this is on vid here. If I ever want to relax in my studio here, say like I'm taking a bit of a break, I can just put this like full 180. I can spin around. I can look at the stars. I've got skylights up there as I approach. Oh, geez. Let's swing back. If you want to do that in your chair, you can. And if I just bring this back upright, the little armrests, these adjust. It feels like super solid. There's no weird like wiggle as you'd expect, because once again, this chair commands a premium price. So normally if you don't get the Lamborghini edition, just like the standard like Razer chair, that's around that $1,000 mark. If you want to get this or some of their other models, that's an extra 300 bucks. So you're looking at 1,300. Is it worth it? Is a lot of this stuff worth it? That's obviously up to you to decide. Like, I think if you're a real fan, like why I love this, it's my first tie-in of orange in the studio. I think it's super special. And obviously, if there's something that you should spend money on, it is a chair, because no matter what, you are sitting down, you're in it for maybe 6-7 hours of the day. Make sure you're comfortable. The last thing that you want is back pain. If there's anything that I would spend money on, it's my own like personal health. So that's why I swear by having good chairs. So that is the chair in the setup. Last but not least, we'll get to the accessories. So sadly, only the two, or I guess maybe not so sadly, because I can build up my accessories game. So I just, once again, spent more money at Apple, just kept them happy. So this is just the Magic Keyboard. Did not get the Magic Mouse though. I'm used to typing on the MacBook Pro, so it's a very similar chiclet style. It's clean, it's simple, it's got like Touch ID. It looks like it's part of the setup. I couldn't do it though with the Magic Mouse. I still think that's like the worst product that Apple makes. So I just kept it with my tried and trusted Logitech MX Master 3. They also have the 3S. Not too sure why I didn't bring that one, but this is once again from my old studio. One of the only like older pieces, this and the actual display, which have come over. Everything else is new, but for the keyboard, that's over 100 bucks. The once again mouse is one of the cheaper things at $100 also. And I would say that like the biggest accessory missing from this setup is probably a dedicated like sound system or some sort of speakers. For a $20,000 computer, the speakers or the sound that comes out of the Mac Studio is absolutely trash. I do have a midway solution. So these are the new Sony headphones. These are the WH-1000XM6s. They are a solid pair. I've used them a bit. I unfortunately missed the launch of these when I was actually in Japan, in Tokyo, when these came to the studio. So I've kind of been testing them out. They've been super comfy in my testing. They really drown out sound. If you've heard any of the audio going on outside, they are literally cutting pieces of my external like garage right now. So they've got this big saw I can like lock in. I feel like I'm yelling because I've got these headphones on, but they're really comfortable. They sound really good. They've got some really good improvements to them from the last gen. These actually fold up nicely, whereas for some reason, they took that away on the Mark 5s. Now they can fold back up. And when I leave the studio, as you can maybe hear some more drilling and sawing, these come in this nice little case that has this nice little magnetic lock, which is super nice. So that goes off here. That should be it, to be honest, for all of the accessories. If you want to make it more like unique, for example, I was just at WWDC. I got these sweet little Apple pins. So for example, if I wanted to make it a bit more custom, maybe the little hello pin or the California one, just because it's orange. I'm looking forward to customizing this space more, but wanted to kick things off on the channel or in the new space with something that was way overkill. Like I said, do you need any of these things? No. Are some of them nice to have? Absolutely. If I would spend the money on one of them, obviously the chair, I said that you should invest money into a good chair, but man, like the Pro Display, it just looks so good. Like right now we kind of set it up in the A-roll cam where it's just like slightly out of focus, that like cheese grater look, all in the aluminum. It looks like so clean. Like I think that is like quintessential Apple, but let me know your thoughts on what your favorite item is. Did I go overboard on too many? Is the M3 Ultra worth $20,000 for making YouTube videos? You guys be the judge. And as we set this space up more, hope you caught a glimpse into the actual like studio space, the nice tall ceilings. Obviously we've got like the fluted wood wall, the full white like canvas behind me. And as this space continues to fill out, these videos will get cooler and cooler. Peace.